Hello, I'm John Cunningham. Welcome to the RedChip Money Report. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with executives of 3 public companies. First, you'll see an interview with the president of SinglePoint, stock symbol SING on the OTCQB. SinglePoint acquired Direct Solar of America in 2019, and they've done a great job of growing the business within both the residential and commercial solar markets. Later, you will learn about the latest developments in this exciting growth story. The next interview today is with the CEO of DGLY, stock symbol DGLY on the NASDAQ. DGLY's patented technology offerings are used by law enforcement, private security, and more. Now, they generate revenue from the sale of body cameras and other innovative technology and receive a growing base of recurring revenues from supporting services. Trading at just over 1 times its trailing 12-month sales, DGLY represents a compelling opportunity for growth investors. You'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Now, the third and final company interviewed featured on today's show is with EMRN Global. Their stock symbol is EMRN on the OTCQB. EMRN is a leading provider of information and communications technology solutions for the global maritime industry. Later, in an interview, you'll learn about their work with major shipbuilders, Korea's Navy and Coast Guard, and more. Now, before we get to our first interview, our quote of the week. It comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. Patience is important. Remember, you're not buying a stock, you're buying a company. You may have to hold it for 10 years before it matures into a major home run. This comes from Charles Diker, featured in Chapter 8 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy today at redchip.com or on Amazon. Now let's get to our first interview today. It's with the president of SinglePoint.
Hello, we're here with Will Ralston, president of SinglePoint. Hi, Will. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for having me on.
Now, your direct solar business continues to impress. Let's start with a brief overview of the business, then give us an update on the current operations.
Yeah, so direct solar essentially operates like a rocket mortgage, where we're partnered with multiple different installers, multiple different funding partners, and then we're able to walk our residential homeowners from A to Z through the entire process, from helping them with site planning, helping them with funding, helping them with everything it takes to get solar installed on their roof. And then from there, we're able to hand it over to one of our partnered contractors to go ahead and complete the install and complete the project for that homeowner.
Now, Will, looking at the big picture, what's the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in SinglePoint today?
Well, Craig, that's a great question. And the answer is scalability. With our acquisition of Direct Solar, we've really been able to ramp up and continue to scale that business phenomenally, which drives additional revenue and shareholder value for SinglePoint. Because of the opportunity within the residential market and the structure that we have as a solar broker, we're able to, within a couple of weeks, assess opportunities and make sure that it's a viable opportunity for us to enter into that market. So it's a very exciting time for SinglePoint when we're opening new markets, seeing new sales coming in, new revenue, and driving towards that profitability for the company.
Let's talk more about the business model of direct solar. What makes it unique in the market?
Well, right now, it's one of the only brokerages out there that's operating at its level and sophistication. So instead of us every time saying, hey, let's go get out a new state, let's put contractors there, and let's get materials, let's procure all the different items it takes to open up, it's very quick. So imagine it like an Uber or an Airbnb, where we're actually taking control and ownership of the client side of it and then utilizing the actual infrastructure side that's provided by the contractors. So it's a very unique model where we're actually taking them through the full signing of the contract. So instead of just being a lead generation company, we're actually a full sales team for our partner contractors, in which they don't have to go out and procure and sign customer contracts. We'll sign the customer contract, we'll handle the customer service, and you, the installer, just do what you're good at and what you love to do, installing those solar panels on residential roofs.
Now, Will, you've launched a lending solution to support the growth of direct solar. What type of traction are you seeing with this initiative?
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of traction in that small commercial area, anywhere from say, a $50,000 system to a $2.5–3 million system. So, for example, maybe it's a school, maybe it's a small commercial building. We've been able to put together a lot of different opportunities in that to bundle them up and take them to funders that are interested in the larger opportunities, but to them it's just as much paperwork to do a $5–10 million deal as it is a $50,000 deal. So they're looking for those larger ones. So us being able to come in, package up these different opportunities, and being able to get them funded all through one mechanism has been a tremendous success for us so far, because we've found a niche and now it's all about executing within that niche.
How big is the market opportunity for direct solar?
Well, I think we just saw Elon Musk last month stated he believes that just on the residential side alone, there's about 100 million homes available for solar installs. So that's great news for us, great news for the solar industry. And then the commercial side, is really, there's a lot of different opportunities in there, but it's a wide open market as well.
To recap, Will, what's the main takeaway for investors? Why should they own your stock today?
Well, SinglePoint is in a better position than it's ever been. We've got sales coming in, increasing just tremendously. We've got a successful program and acquisition with direct solar. We didn't get the opportunity to touch on 1606 hemp, but that brand is taking over. We've got a distributor that's going through 8,000 accounts. We've opened up multiple states with that product. So it's a very exciting time, because SinglePoint, we've done a lot in our history, but right now, these two successes that we're seeing early here in 2020 are putting the company on a path towards tremendous revenue growth, profitability, and in the near term, continuing to drive that shareholder value very quickly.
It's a great story, Will. Thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks, Craig. Thanks for having us on. And please follow along SinglePoint as we continue to grow here in 2020, and go Sing.
Now, to get more information about SinglePoint, visit singlepointinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. Now, it's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. Now, let's get to our second interview today with the CEO of DGLY, stock symbol DGLY on the NASDAQ.
Hi, Stan. Thanks for joining us today.
I'm glad to be here.
Stan, DGLY is one of the leaders in the in-car video and body camera business, and your innovative technology is used by customers around the globe. In fact, you were just awarded the biggest contract in the company's history that will result in revenues exceeding $4 million. Let's start off the interview with a brief overview of your products and this exciting news.
Well, our claim to fame is in-car video and body cameras for law enforcement. But recently, we've entered into the commercial market, which is a much larger opportunities than just law enforcement. The contract that you did talk about, though, is quite large in regards to a body camera contract. And we do believe that that could also grow into in-car video with that particular customer as well. But it's quite large. We were thrilled to get it, and look forward to starting deployment yet this month.
Now, Stan, you also announced a partnership for a new breathalyzer product that the company will offer. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so again, it ties to the video, but we basically have entered into development with a company called Pivot International. They're going to be designing us a breathalyzer that utilizes our patented technology that actually will take the metadata and overlay it onto the video of a police officer or whoever would be using it, and have access to video as well. So whether it be the body camera or the in-car system, you will have absolutely, as we say around here, captured the truth that the breathalyzer was done correctly, the metadata that was recorded is there and not, hasn't been manipulated. So that's going to be a real big opportunity for us, and it's a new field.
What's the essential value proposition, Stan? Why should investors take an interest in DGLY today?
We've gotten to that point where we've made the transition. Law enforcement has been a challenge, mainly because of budgets. I mean, now they've got a pretty good budget, but again, you still have a customer that only has so much money to be spread very thinly. Now we've got big companies such as the Parking Spot, AMR, we've got Z-Trip. I mean, these are taxi cabs, ship vessels, everything from buses. So we've really transitioned this into more than just law enforcement. And again, as you mentioned with the breathalyzer, there's a market that we haven't tapped. So, I mean, even if we get a small piece of that action, it's going to be very rewarding for us.
How big is the overall market opportunity? And who are your main competitors in the market?
You know, if you had to look at law enforcement, you obviously have Axon, a company called WatchGuard, which got bought out by Motorola. They're sort of the main two big players there that we compete with. But when you look in the commercial side, there's one or two players there. DriveCam would be one that's out there. But essentially, what all we bring to the commercial market, I'm unaware of anyone that really has everything encapsulated into one design like we do. And so the commercial market is extremely big. I don't even know how to put a real number on it, other than that, you know, it's the biggest sandbox we've played in so far, for sure.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that settlement with WatchGuard as well as the appeal in the Axon case?
Yeah, the settlement, you know, we had a few meetings in front of the judge, and WatchGuard obviously wanted to have this settled and behind them. I think they were pretty sure that they had a potential suitor out there that wanted to buy them, and this may have been a little bit of a problem. But anyways, we did get a $6 million check from them, and they will have to design what we believe is our technology, our patented technology, out of their system here. I want to say it's the end of December of 23, so it'll be here before you know it. Axon, we just heard from the courts right now that they are asking both parties, us and Axon, for a date in which we will have the public hearing in regards to the appeals in Washington, D.C. So realistically, it could be in the next 2 to 4 months is probably realistic.
Stan, now to recap, what's the main takeaway for investors? Why should they own your stock today?
Well, again, we had our third quarter call, and we sat there and told people, look, we gave you guidance. We're telling you that 2020 is going to be a great year. Not only the year, but start watching for news to happen in the first quarter, second quarter, and we've delivered on that so far. We are now entering into a new area that's been very, very exciting for us that we've been wanting to get into, and that is the over-the-road trucking. You're looking at well in excess of 15 million vehicles that are out there. There's all sorts of fleets. I want to say over 500,000 different fleets that are out there. And so that opportunity is the biggest sandbox that we've been able to play in to date. And we believe that will be a big driving force for our growth, both on the top line and bottom line.
It's an interesting story, Stan. Thanks for being with us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Now, to get more information about Digital Ally, visit DGLYinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. Now let's get to our third interview today with EMRN Global.
Hi, Lucas. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
EMRN has developed an impressive technology suite for the global maritime industry and is working with many of the world's top shipbuilders. What can you tell us about some of your key customer partnerships?
First, we have a very strong relationship with the South Korean government and military, as 90% of our service revenue comes from their contracts. Maritime Ministry, South Korean Navy, and Coast Guard are our biggest customers, and they deem EMRN as the leading maritime ICT company most trustworthy in the new age of navigation. We have a very strong relationship with Hyundai and other major shipbuilding companies as well, and we have a smart ship solutions development partnership with Hyundai. Through numerous products and development projects, we continue to provide the most innovative maritime solutions to these companies.
Lucas, what's the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in EMRN today?
Simply put, our time has finally come. The company has been a small company with huge potentials waiting for the right opportunities to make a big jump. With the recent VTS contracts putting us over 10 million revenue in 2020, with the autonomous ship market opening in 2020, with our technology meeting commercial success, our value will double and triple in no time, and this is a perfect time for potential investors to join our journey.
Lucas, you reported great third quarter results with revenue up 56% and a big improvement to your operating profit. Talk to us more about these results. What were the big drivers behind this performance?
In 2019 third quarter, we had a great success with our merchandise sales, maritime GIS carries through special promotion. Along with the first of BTS contract and our E-Navigation business thriving, we expect to end our year with a $5.5 revenue, which would be over 35% revenue growth from 2018.
How big is the market opportunity?
Autonomous ship market is opening in 2020, and the company has been preparing for this new age of navigation with our continuous smart ship solution development and having a leading market share with E-Navigation solutions. We are already providing smart ship solutions to Hyundai's new build ships, and will expand our smart ship sales to other major shipbuilding companies. With our recent winning of consecutive VTS contracts, we are the most likely candidate for the winning additional VTS projects in 2020 as well.
Now let's talk about your business model. How does E-Marine make money?
Our main business areas are E-Navigation, Smart Ship, and Maritime Surveillance. E-Navigation has been the company's steady rock since the beginning. Smart Ship is our current and future focus and brings in revenue through numerous research and development projects and government grants. Now we bring in big number revenue with our service contracts in Maritime Surveillance.
To recap, Lucas, what's the main takeaway for investors?
As I said, our time is here. 2020 will be the year that E-Marine makes a big jump with a massive revenue growth and prepare technology for the autonomous ship market coming. 200% revenue growth and autonomous ship market ready. This is the perfect time to invest in E-Marine.
Makes a lot of sense, Lucas. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for listening.
Now to get more information about E-Marine Global, visit EMRNinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. Now let's recap the three public companies you saw today. First, you saw an interview with SinglePoint, stock symbol SING or SING on the OTCQB. SinglePoint hit the ground running in the solar market in 2019 with its transformative acquisition of Direct Solar of America. Through innovative marketing partnerships and strong underlying industry fundamentals, the company is generating strong growth that should catch the attention of big investors on Wall Street. Learn more at SinglePointInfo.com. Then you saw an interview with the CEO of DGLY, stock symbol DGLY on the NASDAQ. DGLY trades just over 1 time its trailing 12-month sales, and it's making headway in multiple markets, both domestically and internationally. While law enforcement has been a major source of revenue for the company historically, new business with the corporate fleet managers and the likes of MetLife Stadium and the Kansas City Chiefs puts the company in a great position for continued growth in 2020 and beyond. Learn more at DGLYinfo.com. The third and final company interview featured on today's show was with E-Marine Global, stock symbol EMRN on the OTCQB. They're based in South Korea. E-Marine works with the world's leading shipbuilders, providing the key technology to drive the industry's transformation to remotely monitored and operated smart ships. With customers including Hyundai Heavy Industries, the Korean Navy and Coast Guard, and more, E-Marine has built an impressive leadership in this massive multi-billion-dollar global market. Learn more at emrinfo.com. Again, if you have any questions about today's featured companies, call us at 1-800-RedChip or email us at info@redchip.com. I'm John Cunningham. Thanks for being with me today. And remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Many of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, so please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thank you for being with us today.